Hello and welcome back to the ESL Pro League. We have one final game for Group A, and myself and Chad at least going to be guiding you through that first map, mixing it up. Why not? Keeping things interesting, Chaddy B.
Yeah, and we'll set the record straight again.
Yes.
Because before we went into the hour-long break, we thought everything was still available to be played for. We knew
That's
that
right.
G2 had qualified, but we needed to state the fact that this game here still has a lot about it. Now, we're going to be getting into the pistol round, so when we get to these more boring eco rounds, we'll talk you through what the consequences of this match will be. However,
but there is something to play for, is what we should say.
There definitely is. North, if they can win 2-0 here, they're going to find themselves in a chance. And, well, Lekro getting aggressive early or spot some up in the monster tunnel.
One map is all NIP need, and for the moment, one frag is all Lekro needs. How is he not dead? Finally, Gade will finish him off. Twist onto Cage and puts it into a 3 versus 2. Access so far to short will be denied. Rez has the responsibility of that B site from behind his Twist, keeping Gade busy. That's where the bomb is as well. Still paranoid of the party push, and actually, speaking of push, that's what Rez was considering. Yugi will change his mind and blow it as well with a bullet. Now bomb goes down, and it's going to be a real challenge for Twist on this retake.
Yeah, this one here is not looking very likely. We saw him win some clutches yesterday, but right now with the smoke and a flash still in the hands of Gade, there's a chance to delay for a little bit longer. Bit of elephantitis with Twist here as he makes some footsteps up towards heaven. Would have been heard, and now dropping on down. They'll definitely know his position. So getting triangulated right now. Twist has to pull off a miracle, and Yugi will put him down. So let's make this clear for everybody, all the viewers at home, just so everybody is understanding exactly what the scenario is.
I'm never going to trust some random person tweeting me with the...
Never again. I don't. That's why. Do what I said before. Uninstall the app. It's great. Now, if North win 2-0, they're through in second. If North win 2-1, NIP go through in second. In both of the cases above, G2 ends up in first. Now, if NIP win this series, they will go through in first, and G2 will go through in second. I hope that's clear. I hope that makes sense. I hope everybody is now in the right place.
Yeah, the simplest way to say it is if NIP wins one map, then it's G2 NIP.
Yes.
That's all it has to be.
Indeed.
Now, jumping into the second round of play, NIP conceding the first have opted for Kevlar, Smokes, and Deagles. A gorgeous, symmetrical, almost, buy. It's the Twist at the end there with a flashbang for Forest and the Scout for Twist. A slow start for North as well. They won't be rushing things.
So we have seen them be relatively brawly in a lot of the Counter-Strike that they've played thus far. Just getting across the line versus Big. That was a very close game to start North's campaign. But yesterday, not so easy against the likes of G2. Now, looks like they've just fanned out across the map in a bit of a default spread. They've got sewer control, they're holding the B push, and well, they're feigning a bit of activity over towards that playground and party area. This smoke here dropped on down to keep people interested. But there will be a B finish with 50 seconds left on the clock. Not a lot of utility to work with. And still 3 smokes and a flashbang.
It's the smokes I'm worried about here, Chad. I mean, admittedly, Overpass is not one of the maps where teams have to truly respect the smokes. Of course, 2 different avenues of assault. It does look like Short's going to be the first, a late arrival from Monster. Kirby considering it. There will be, I assume, a smoke thrown out. It's the flash from Forest to try and slow them down, and Lekro does manage to get the barrel of his Deagle into the belly of AZ. Forest as well onto Kirby. Body shots is all they need. More damage being dealt. Another body drop for North. And it's the end of the round. Forest ensures it, a triple kill from the veteran, puts another round, or rather the first, on the board for NIP, fighting straight back after the lost pistol.
Yeah, you could see that not much pressure applied across the map to bait out those smoke grenades, so just staying very stoic over towards that B bomb site, not dropping them a little bit early, and that made life difficult for North. As well as that, you would have seen that the 2 members over towards the A bomb site had rotated into the site, right? They weren't aggressive, they weren't pushed forward. That meant that they were on a quick rotation towards B and were able to help on out, so they had a 5v5. Now, North, they will be force buying back on into this one. Everybody's invested almost all of their pennies. Gade with 150. And the headshot.
Yeah, and he's upgraded that into a rifle as well. Is he willing to take this fight? He is, and so was Forrest. Finally, the trade comes in, but the damage dealt Gade. He's given him a real shot at this one. Looking to trade rounds back and forth. The power of the Desert Eagle. A $700 well spent when it starts like that, as the same in the prior for NIP.
Nice little upgrade there from Twist to go from the Scout over to the AK-47. But now, the question becomes, where do North want to finish? I would assume going over towards A with these Deagles will offer up a lot more long-range fights and trying to brute force their way in through B. As we can see the bomb now scurrying back through on AZ's back. We'll be going through the playground position, and long seems to be the port of call for now, while Cajun is holding the rotations over towards Connector and now inquisitively prying over towards the bathrooms.
Yeah, Rez has a Mac-10 on his back and a Deagle to solo hold the A site. It's the same weapon as his adversaries, however, he is significantly outnumbered for this fight. There will be utility thrown in his direction. That's a lot of info relatively safely. He's going to look to get that util out now. He knows the close quarters is coming. Got the Mac-10 ready and willing. Just need to find the shot. By God, that's quick. Kirby opens up the site. They're looking to convert, and it's looking very good. Just one from Twist with a scavenged AK. Likely going to be hunted down, running out of bullets and hit points as he does fall to Yugi. And that's just how they do it. North, immediate rebuttal from them as we continue to trade rounds back and forth.
Yeah, and they were able to get both of those AKs right there out of the hands of Plopsky and Twist, pick them up. So they gave them to them for one round. They just let them out. They thought, here you go, give these a bit of a spin, and now they'll pick them back on up. And the question is, do NIP want to continue down the force buy path, or do they want to concede, maybe just take a bit of a light buy? Got 3,800 for Plopsky, Twist is sitting there at 3,200. Looks like they will just take the conservative approach here, go with the save. We're not going to see anything invested whatsoever, not even a flashbang. But all 5 members will be heading over towards A for charging down long here. And we are about to have what could potentially be a slaughter. Yugi with the Krieg in hand. He's not actually getting anything done. The mop is out from the rest of the team, and they'll be cleaning this one up relatively quickly. Rez will get a consolation frag there onto Yugi. And now we're going to get the game underway. The big guns, the big greens, all the juicy bits.
Interested to see what Forrest opts for. He was in double eco territory on the 1400. I'm inquisitive to see what he opts to take into this buy round, the rest of his teammates.
He's moved CT side position since Twist has come into the team. Used to play that AWP over towards A for the longest period of time, and now he'll be over towards that B bomb site. So an SMG can make do, and he will follow that up with a UMP. A little bit of utility, and only one defuse kit in the hands of Plopsky, so we should be keeping that one in mind if we do find ourselves in a retake scenario. And oh, look at this.
They're going for
the totem pole.
Quad boost to enable quick line of sight towards not only heaven, but the boost. In fact, that's where the pre-aim was coming in from Yugi. And actually, if he stays just a little longer, he gets the shot. Lekro's gone early. That's a lovely way. I want a real treat to start off round 5. Now, things will slow down. The rotate will come in. This is often why you see T-sides hitting the brakes after an early frag, because you know the CTs are going to have to go for something. Look at Twist. Aggressive up long, looking to equalize the odds early. Got a shot potentially as well. Yugi's ready to take up fight. It's a hard shot to hit. Jump to evade, and now a smoke to escape. Does look like it's going to be working out for them as they look to re-aggress. Oh no, he overstayed his welcome. Will pay somewhat of a heavy price, down to 50. But still catching AZ as he escapes into the smoke. That's worked out wonderfully for the Swedish AWPer.
50 seconds left on the clock. He can just saunter his way back towards that A bomb site. They have to clear out a lot of angles before they can deal with him, and they're not in a position to accelerate. It's over towards B where the attack's going to come on in, and they're going to walk through Monster here, see if Kyobi can hit a shot. Plopsy's going to tag him up a little bit, and this is where the nade should come on out. They should reevaluate the situation. Still enough time to actually set something up here. They have 3 smokes, a couple of Molotovs. They can really make some magic of this. We'll molly that position where Plopsky hits some shots from, but what's going on here? We have a fake. It's going to be back towards A. That's all the pressure on Rez.
Oh, I think Rez has got to figure it out. We'll take the first frag, a freebie onto Cajun B. The info gained as well. The power of this box. Relatively safe way to acquire a whole lot of information. Twist is there, and with 8 seconds left, this round is being taken from them. Yugi, no chance. Oh, maybe going to be able to keep hold of his AWP with a shot as fantastic as that. He will elope. And it will be the round on the board for the CT side. NIP successful in what was a bit of a stretched economy buy.
Yeah, and we should be seeing North go for a buy right now. There was 2 members, I think it was Kirby and Gade. They had enough money in the bank to make sure they could get rifles on the board. If anybody else is a little bit lower on cash, those emissions can be made up with Deagles, which they've already made a successful round of here earlier in the game. So we should be seeing another gunny on the cards, and we do with 2 SGs, an AK-47, and AZ will be getting that CZ-75.
A gunny.
A gunny.
It just sounds so much cooler. Why is this? I think Australia is just a cool version of the UK. Nice nade. Ooh. Beautiful nade.
Lots of damage there. That's going to really make life difficult. But Lekra there with the silenced M4. Less bullets. Can't be spamming too much.
Got an extra 5 and an extra 25 in the clip now. That's all right.
Slower firing rate. We were talking about this yesterday, weren't we, Alex?
Yeah.
We got the SG with up there with the Devil on the 666, same as the M4.
Yeah, what, the M4 and the Krieg have the same fire rate?
Yeah.
Ah.
But the AK-47, the M4A1S, they only have 600.
Ooh.
And the AUG has been dropped down to 600 as well.
Not sure whether that was a failed boost or a bait, but it has definitely got Forrest's attention as he continues to stare that one safely from the pillar. Relatively passive hold. You can see how much freedom they're willing to give to North here. The Ninjas have 3 players on the site, and Gade just happily peeking from sandbags without any friction. The bomb's there in tow as well. The CT's on the other side of the map, yet to really investigate too heavily. They've still got Rez digging his heels in on long and using Twist on that AWP still tucked on the ace site. So it will just be 3 to receive, and here comes what looks to be the commitment. Flashes in, smokes arrive, and now the chance. Klopski completely caught unawares. Forrest unlikely to do much more with health like that. How does he get another? Finally shut up by Kjaerbye. Puts it into a 3v3. Twist is getting wailed on by Cajun B, but Lekro in response forces him to short. That's Kjaerbye. That was an important frag. He did have the bomb on his back, and as the dust settles with 15 seconds left, the bomb has to be retrieved. It doesn't look like Yugi's going to take that responsibility. He has to, surely. Cajun B hasn't got time. And now the shot does miss, but with 5 seconds left, survival could have been on the cards. Cajun B seals the deal, and North pick up 4.
The fact that Forrest gets 2 kills in that position, you can see right there the type of play that North had gone for, right? So Gade is actually pushed in as the utilities in the air. Now, if you're doing like a smoke molly defense, which is kind of what you had NIP doing there, that's when you're waiting, right? You're waiting to throw your utility when theirs comes over.
Right.
Gade's actually pounced before the utility has actually bloomed. That's given him a chance to get a free kill. Unfortunately, couldn't follow up on that second kill for Forrest, and that did make this round more interesting than what it probably needed to be. But the back and forth continues right now, and we will be going into a tactical timeout from North. Mytha may be having a couple of choice words there so they can stay focused. We know what's on the line right now. A 2-0 from North. They have to keep this clean.
That's what's so exciting about this, is rarely a team is given a scoreline they have to aim for in a best of 3. If they concede a map in this best of 3, their chances of a trip to UNSA are squandered. It's good to have some clarity on that, albeit a little later than ideal. And NIP have chosen to force into this one. It's going to be Desert Eagles, some utility distributed relatively evenly amongst 3 members of the 5, and a warning shot from Twist as he scarpers back to the safety of the site. Wide stepping and early into long. 3 members of North start their advance. They will have 2 lingering around towards the underpass, looking for somewhat of a pincer perhaps. But they chose to gamble. They've left Twist in a very sticky situation here. They're going to check it. Oh, he tries to get ahead of the curve, and instead it's 2 bullets. Not quite the kill. Puts Gade on 5. Rotate with plenty of time, though, and plenty of time for North to change their plan.
Yeah, it's felt like Gade's been the first man in almost every single round or engagement that we've had here, leading from the front. And now that he's taken all this damage, we'll have to opt to take the back line. He's currently sitting 3-0 in terms of opening duels. After that one there has been tallied up on the board, so finding a lot of success. And now it's just the waiting game. 45 seconds left on the clock, seeing if any other aggression will come on through. They haven't held any real estate over towards that B bomb, so I didn't have anybody defaulting in connect or anybody watching the B push from the backyard area. So they have to be wary of a flank at any point. Now we can see the utility coming out over towards B, and all 4 members of NIP, considering they invested this heavily, are probably better off just saving right now. So we'll see the bomb go down towards A. North will be very thorough. They'll dot their I's, they'll cross their T's, but unfortunately for them, they're not going to have too much action because I assume that NIP will likely head towards T-spawn to hold on to what they invested into.
Yeah, the thought process of the gamble stack is something, I mean, you know, we've seen some teams kind of build a whole team structure around it. Na'Vi, of course, had a proficiency for it. We've seen Gambit of times, a Vanguard capable of doing it. I'm listing a lot of CIS teams, I realize. But it's an interesting and a complex discussion, not always, of course, but
on a map like Overpass, I think the CT side can definitely gamble stack. It's not so much a gamble on the CT side early to have 4 players lean towards B, right? Yeah. You're more than able to do that because of the longer rotation time for the Ts. When they are pushing towards this A bomb site, you can send a player forward as the CT, drop a smoke over towards that party position, maybe jump over the top. That's going to delay them. They have to respect that. They have no idea how many members you've stacked. Now, when you think about a map like Overpass and rushes, you don't normally see teams rushing A. It's almost impossible to do. So that's why it's okay to stack 4 players over towards that B bomb site at the start of the rounds. Hedge your bets. See if it pans on out. If they want to run on in, if they want to do things a little bit fast and furious, you might be able to capitalize on that right there and then. Now, NIP, they're not going to invest anything more than what they've saved.
Just giving another go, and with a very different look. Look at this. Aggressively descending into underpass. This gives them a lot of flexibility. to support either ends of the extremities of Overpass. And speaking of, it's long.
Same approach, Alex.
North rinsing and repeating in the same pace.
4-0.
Yeah, there we go. AZ finds the first blood. Twist unable to do too much with his arsenal. Instead, this time he has support though. Will they find Plopsky or will he be the one to find the head? It's a tough fight, good damage, and standing his ground. Forrest is aware this is likely going to be held, and Kjaerbye dealing with it nicely, just shrugging off the push from the vet. Great work from Rez though too, with his Desert Eagle. Headshots across the board, puts Lekro into a 1 versus 3. Does potentially have the element of surprise here. I'm looking at Cajun though, and he seems all too switched on, but that's a possibility.
Yeah, but they just seem to slow it right down and just stop. And oh, Lekro, that one was offered up on a silver platter, mate. He's not able to land it, and Yugi's going to get away. I can't believe it.
Oh gosh, that is a horribly sour sweet. And now poor Lekro, he's going to have to be apologizing. He'll pick up the Krieg and maybe, just maybe, find some sort of consolation. No, not to be. And that's another round on the board for North. Yugi, he had his pants around his ankles. He had toilet roll in his hand, and he still managed to get away from that Desert Eagle backstab. Oof.
No one likes the pistols in the back, even if it is a deagle. It's just never fun. The pistols just never seem to do what they're meant to do.
From the back.
See, here's the thing, because if you're aiming at somebody from behind, you don't know in which direction they're more likely to be moving, right? And we know there's a lot of jiggle peeking around corners, but when you're in the they don't know someone's behind them, right? They don't know that that's coming in. So it's very unpredictable, the pattern that they're going to run. And those are the situations where, unfortunately, with the observers, of course, they're going to be capturing the last man alive. So poor Lekro, that one's definitely caught on tape, man.
Yeah. That's going to be submitted to You've Been Framed, I reckon. £250 on the way to Lekro's family. Now the rifles are back in the hands of the Ninjas. It's a 6-2 scoreline on our first map of our final series of Group A here. And it's all to play for still. We were misinformed. We apologize. This game holds weight.
So here's where you can see that 4-man B lane can definitely come into fruition, right? We have got 4 players from NIP over on the site, and we can see right now that North, through the power of X-Ray, have committed all 5 members towards this backyard area of the map. They have a bunch of utility to work with. They only really have to clear out Plopsky, who's being aided by Lekro over there towards short, but they're just going to walk on through. This is contact.
Yeah, Twist is going to get caught with an aid in his hand here.
Oh, dear.
Beautiful start. Now they accelerate. Gade and AZ forging a path into the site, and it's gone swimmingly. Forrest, the last man to really try and contest. Perhaps Plopsky's late arrival could have a couple of backs turned. And there's 1, 2, can't quite find the second. Kjaerbye will ensure the round goes his team's way, and that's another different look, completely thrown by North.
Yeah, so what we might need to see happen come out of the NIP guys right now is you take a save right now, just get some pistols again, just get some deagles, maybe some smokes. You don't have to fully invest. And then on the gun rounds, you're going to have to take a gamble. You're going to have to take a bit of a risk, right? Maybe go aggressive over towards A, push up, try and get control of playground early so you can get an idea if they are going to be hitting B, and then your B-side hold defenders don't have to just be sitting there with utility out. We saw Twist. He was just strafing back and forth with an aid ready and raring to go. And they're happy just to use that as aim map. So 7-2 now. NIP know that they have to win a map here. This is the map choice of North. So not everything is lost, but it does get more and more difficult. The pressure will start to apply as there'll be some trades going back and forth over towards Long. AZ's going to clean up both Rez and Twist. And now once again, it just seems like North are happy to hold and wait for any re-aggression.
And there's another one added to the tally. AZ fed Forrest. And they continue to just wait. Lekro is likely going to be jumping into their jaws any second now as he looks to contest. Timing does favour him. Unfortunately, the deagle shot still not connecting for Lekro on somewhat of an off day, looking to redeem himself, and that's the headshot he was hoping for. Puts it into a 2 versus 3. The weapon's still heavily disadvantaged for NIP, but with that frag, it does look like it's going to start channeling North towards the domain of Plopsky. He has a smoke grenade, and with 50 seconds left, he can rock the clock somewhat should he deploy it at the right time. Plenty of utility for this take as well, and they already out-monster. This is going to be brutal. Yeah, he's got the info. A smoke to play around and a teammate alongside him. That's all they've got. Just the sidearms, Kjaerbye ready and willing. Good shots from Plopsky, but only the one. And North 8 now to 2 on this T side of Overpass. It's looking fantastic for the Dane.
Now that smoke that's just come on in there from Plopsky, it might come in the later, I guess, stages over towards that B bomb site. It's a very good smoke to use when the B hit is coming through Monster. What it does is it forces the Ts to play on what would be their left-hand side of that pillar. They can't be taking multiple duels towards that back pit or towards heaven. It kind of forces them into one angle. And if you're going to get tunneled in like that, that's what the CTs want. It opens up that multi-frag potential where they can hold down the trigger. Get some lovely, juicy highlights. Now, North once again, just seems like it wants to be a bit of a B approach. And you can see NIP having to take that risk that I was talking about. Very, very forward positions right now over towards Fountain. Rez collecting all the information, as well as one individual on Forest over towards Connector. It's going to allow him to rotate quickly over towards the B bomb site if they do need, but a lot of pressure will be applied to Plopsky and Lekro if this hit comes in.
Important fight. Cajun B finds it again. Feel like he's been saving North with these first bloods alongside Gade. We'll get the stats up at the end of the half. But a slow walk out. Crouch key held, and the site essentially is theirs. Plopsky,
this is ridiculous.
Getting caught with nade in his hand, and now first blood will be drawn in.
Oh!
Listen, Plopsky, that's important. Bomb loose. Now the jig is up, but the frags come in and favor AZ heavily. Cajun B, he is being hunted, but the hunted could become the hunter. He can sit in this corner. Twist does have the advantage of clearing it on the right eye with his AWP. It should certainly work out well for him. Finally, shuts him down into the 2v2. Bomb down. Rez on the other side of the map. This is not so much a team game now, or at least not for the Swedes. AZ and Yugi, though, well aware of where their opponents are coming from. There's no secret here. It's going to come down to the duels. Bomb nearly half gone now. Smoke to play around for Twist. Say that, not just Twist though. Yugi's going to dig himself in. Already lost his teammate now.
Doesn't matter.
Working perfectly. No kit either. Twist is going to have to accept that this one's not going to go his way. AZ confirms he's looking switched on today. 4 frags from him. And in his interview that we took a look at in the pre-match, he did state that, you know, North, this is the worst they've felt as a unit in some time, since he is, of course, the last standing member of the OG North.
Yeah.
An all-time low. This is how he described it, and looking to dust themselves off and start to redeem themselves. And I mean, you know what a redemption arc that would be after being written out almost entirely. To have to win a game 2-0 to get yourself to none other than home soil to prove yourself, claiming that others think you're the 4th best team in Denmark. I mean, that's going to sting.
That would be the 3rd Danish team over there in Odense if they were able to qualify. We've already got Heroic and Astralis locked on in. That'll be going down in a couple of weeks from now.
Some poor online performances against their domestic rivals did shake them. Or at least the fan base. Still.
It's a massive case of Groundhog Day here for NIP. We've seen this time and time again. Some Deagles and Smokes. And, well, North, they feel like they don't have to be anywhere. They're not in a rush. They're happy just to sit and wait, milk that clock, go through the basics.
That's clock, right? C-L-O-C-K.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify. Twist. Given another shot. Not quite going to connect. Instead, the Krieg just tickles him down to 34. But you're right, there is no haste. In fact, just a re-peek and a refrag. AZ shuts down Twist the second time.
It just seems way too easy for them.
And here comes another one.
Yeah.
There's a free beat. Through the smoke they go. NIP do seem to be asleep at the wheel at this point.
Very, very disjointed approach from them right now. Would be a horrendous time for them just to have a complete collapse, knowing how close that they were. Lekro going to see if he can put up a little bit of a fight over towards this B-bomb site. Rez doing a sterling job of his own, taking down AZ, but these are just consolation frags right now. There's 22 seconds left on the clock. They're separated. Lekro is very low on HP. Gade is merely just waiting for Kirby to work around the corner, clear him on out, drop that smoke, and this is the round done.
Yeah, NIP. I mean, admittedly, it does feel like they haven't had a real, a good fair share of buy rounds. A lot of Desert Eagles, a lot of scouts. And that's exactly what Rez finds himself equipped with in what should be an impossible scenario. Probably a Krieg save as he finds it on the stairs. But that's 10 for North on this T side and crumbling NIP on this defense. Very little to show for it. Very little to get excited about for the Swedish roster on this first half of the first map, admittedly. North's map pick was Overpass. The first time we've seen it here at Stage 2.
If you believe Hugo.
If you believe Hugo's propaganda.
Well, he couldn't be any more wrong than us this evening. So this is why I don't trust anybody anymore. I only trust Mihao. That's all. The only person I'll ever trust ever again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to get too upset about it. You know, someone tweets me something with conviction, with a link to the rulebook and a breakdown of everything. I'm just going to say, nice one, man. Appreciate you doing the hard work. And then I'll just be made to look like an idiot on their behalf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're good at that. That's kind of part of our job description.
Yeah, I'll get over it. Joy and IP are going to look to try and get over what has been a very slow start on this map. Timeout called. It's time for Pitta and Mytha, respectively, to get on that microphone. 30 seconds to convey all of the valuable information you've been biting your tongue about over the course of the first 13.
Yeah, and you see the problem here, Alex. You know how I always talk about like the flow of the game and how, you know, you have to react to what the opponent's doing and you have to stem the bleeding and all this kind of stuff. Well, now, if you're on IP, North can do whatever they want. You don't know what's going to be thrown at you next because almost everything has worked to this point, right? They've been able to just walk into B. They've done early B executes. They've been putting a lot of pressure on long and then wrapping back through toilets. It doesn't feel like they've anything that you've wanted to do as North, you've been able to do. So once again, it does look like they want to be Yugi.
Doing the boost?
Yugi, we need you for the boost.
He's trying to feign some presence early, keep them paranoid about long. He's on his way. A little late to the party, and the train is right on time.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
Wow, didn't know there was a whole sound effect gallery within you.
Yeah, I can do any sound effect, really.
Yeah, can I have walking on gravel, please? Not bad. Not good, not bad. That Croak going to be tested, and actually this aggressive stance has worked wonderfully. Caught off guard, he's unlikely to get a third, but good damage dealt. 2.5 kills, I'm calling that. And his teammate will finish what he started, puts all onto Gade. Damage dealt as well. Forest will finish, an NIP, a must-win round converted.
Yeah, and if they can go for salvage the half here, get away with a 10-5, that's not the end of the world considering how this one's been going. We were just saying that these rounds haven't really been feeling close at all. There's been some exit frags, there's consolations right now for the Ninjas in Pyjamas, but that's the first time since we saw the Deagle round with the smokes that they've actually looked convincing. So we need more of that as we move into round number 14. Now, the buy is still not looking great for the Ninjas. You can see Rez, he doesn't have a lot of utility to work with. They do have M4s, AWPs, a couple of defuse kits, so it should be good enough to make this one work. Twist is going to get up close and personal, won't be finding out any information, which may...
Well, surely that's information in itself, Chad.
Yeah, well, it should lean them to know that a B attack is imminent, or at least on the cards, unless North want to go for one of those late-round fakeroonies.
They do seem to get this water control relatively painlessly. Are they going for another boost here? No, it's going to be stack nades. Oh, lovely. A leaf out of the Astralis book.
Oh, dear.
Boom, and the dirt is gone. Plopsky knocked out of this round. Beautiful execution from North gives them that early first blood without a need for a bullet.
Things are going so very well in the North camp right now. Every decision that they seem to go for seems to be working out for them. And now that they've grabbed that early advantage with a minute left on the clock, well, we know exactly what they're going to do.
Loved that. Yugi, he is playing the waiting game. Smoke will arrive. It's an answer to his question as to whether or not Monster was manned, but not much more. Now, Rez considering a prowl through toilets. Cajun B quite deep up early. 44 seconds still on the clock. His team not with him.
Oh, the problem is if they try and fake B and come late on back through, Rez could be ready to catch them dropping that bomb. So whatever call Gade makes right now, it's going to be...
Hi! Bye! That's the lurk. Shut down. Rez will solve that mystery rather quickly, and so the CT, you can see, immediately spring to action, ready to hold what will be the advance. Great work from Twist, but immediately a flurry. Oh. 3 whole frags, all in favor of North with 19 seconds left. Rez can do nothing about it. Finding the frag onto Cajun B was one thing, but a 1 versus 3 is another. Miles away, he'll just choose to bring that Krieg into the next, likely the final round, of course.
See how quickly they just exploded there. You know, they weren't even hesitating with the fact that they knew that Rez could be in limbo. They just pushed on in, took all the jewels, made it look simple as that, and AZ continues to rack up frags. That's another 3 for him in this round.
Where's he at right now?
Pretty high, I would say.
I'll check the scoreboard. Hang on a second. That's nuts.
AZ at 18 kills, 1 assist, and 9 deaths. Not bad at all. I think as well as this, we've had some good opening kills in the earlier stages of this game from Gade, leading by example, being at the front of the pack. He did have AZ in tow with him. So if we just have a look right now in terms of the opening duels, we've got Gade who's sitting at 3 for 1, Yugi's 2-0, Cajun's 2-0, Kirby hasn't been involved in any. And AZ at this point is sitting at 3 for 3. So they're really not having too many dramas, as what that does mean is after, 14 rounds of Counter-Strike played, only 4 opening duels have gone in the favor of NIP. And on the CT side, you normally want to be stopping them before they're getting through the choke point and forcing them to trade. So things aren't going well. NIP looking very disjointed, and so is their buy. Lecro with the Alligator. AWP in Twist hands. We've got that SG for Rez. Maybe he can get some magic done there. That's just the same approach. This time round, they want to fight water. Lecra's pushing on in.
This is what I want to see. The shotgun in his hands and not quite in his favor. Gade will find the frag. Cost him a great deal of his health. A little glimpse of an opponent just as the boost came in from Forest and Co. Stack nades again. One fail, but Plopsky, fortunately, not going to fall foul a second time. That's a lot of information Forest Patient will be able to punish. Puts it into a 4v4.
I got worried for Gade there. If that nade had missed and bounced on back, he could have been taken on out by one of his teammates. But now that we've equalized and found ourselves in a 4-on-4 situation with a minute 10 left on the clock.
Gosh, look how much freedom they give Cajun on this map. Just again, going for a walk on the complete other side to the assault. Easy on the other hand.
Just aim mapping.
Just aim mapping. They have been going for this walk time after time, and it's worked time after time. How are you getting caught off? Not this time. Plopsky quick to adjust with a FAMAS. Twist now ready to train his aim on the cross, but they're already in. Gade low, let's not forget that does really hamper the damage he can deal, especially with that AWPer in tow. It's kind of on him. Cajun B not going to be able to find anything towards the A site as they tuck in, dig their heels in, looking for the final round of this half.
As soon as he gets contact, though, that might force a rotation on this B bomb site. So even if he gets a kill or goes down after a bit of a fight, the timing there, Rezel step, no rotation needed, but Yuki?
Hang on. Now the bomb can go in. Twist, he's not making no secret of his advance, gets the info on Yugi, knows the bomb went down close quarters, and the repeak. Twist can punish, all onto Gade with 6 HP. He could maybe get the first, catches Twist unawares, but the trade's there, and so is the fourth, NIP. It's not much, but it's something to make the first half of this series competitive.
Yeah, that did look relatively easy there from North, not having to throw too much diversity at them, just getting away with everything that they wanted to do. 11-4. We'll be coming back with the second half of this game, and still everything to play for. Don't forget about it after this break.
Yeah. Ay, push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What about too hard, ayy? What about too hard, ayy? About too hard, yeah. I'm killing your favorite rapper with minimum effort. Yeah, your coach getting severed. The industry dry as a desert. Do whatever it is that you think that you're doing, I'm doing it better. Straight double use, that's my letter. Don't got no snakes, only ladders, ayy. They tryna figure out what's on our plate. Infinity sideways, we already ate. Skipping this basic, skipping this classes. Stay out of trouble, now I can relate. Nevertheless, again, I'm doing great. I just finished this thing, ain't no debate. You ain't my dog, you ain't my family, and sure as hell, you're not my mate. Yeah, I take my place at the summit. I can't wait till we counting them hundreds. I cannot lie, I ain't rich, yeah, but when I see my time coming, it's coming. And some of y'all got ahead of me, to be honest, I wasn't even running. But very soon I'ma run it. I demand it, man, I want it. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What about too hard, ayy? What about too hard, ayy? About too hard, ayy. They not gon' like this. Don't like surprises. I cause a crisis. Man, I'm a scientist.
A spot in the Pro League finals on the line. Two teams clash, NIP and North. The first half goes so damn well. The T-side from North puts a smile on their faces. No doubt about it. You can see AZ had a spectacular performance in the first half, looking to close in on 20 frags before the first half even concluded. Our machine, he is sponge, and this is NIP looking for some degree of revenge. It's the T-side of Overpass, not impossible, and going to be a bit of an uphill struggle. There's no doubt about it. Plenty of util here, Chad.
Yeah, and that normally indicates maybe a little bit of a B execute on the cards here. Twist has a Molotov and a smoke. You could use that over towards Heaven with the Molotov landing towards that barrels position. But NIP, they want to go for a little bit of a different approach. It wasn't as direct as what we saw out of North, who were kind of tunnel visioning into different areas of the map very early. This time around, it's going to be more of a spread, just showing their dominance across the map, making sure nobody from North can get too aggressive. And look, the next map will be that of Nuke, which means if North take this and NIP don't get warmed into it, there is a world
where they go from being kings of the castle for the first 2 days to not qualifying for the finals.
And that would be absolutely wild, considering some of the form we've been seeing out of NIP recently.
Yeah, it really would. They have been quiet, however, today.
That's first contact at a minute 7. So it's been a very quiet round up until this point. And we can still see the bomb lingering towards T-spawn. So decisions have to be made shortly.
Yugi, that's a fantastic connection. Forrest shut down. He had the P250, and now that's Raid Boss, that's Superman, has met his kryptonite for the round. 11th frag for Yugi found.
It's going to have to be an A finish here. The smoke's going to come on over. That Molotov, I'm not sure exactly where that one's going to be placed. Foxy has a smoke of his own, and Lecro, well, he's going to even it up with a fantastic shot on the Glock. And now Kirby!
That's lovely from Rez. Smart enough to check it. Now the bomb can go down, and the man advantage in favor of the Ninjas. However, have you ever seen a two-man bank retake? Because Lecro hasn't. Gets the first, still anticipating a second, and ooh, Cajun B falling low as well. Puts it all onto AZ now. He's gone. This round should be over. Cajun can do very little.
Look at him
what
go.
He's been left with. And Lecro,
using burst.
How did his burst do, I think, 4 damage?
We know that burst is nobody's friend. But the burst fire is just nobody's friend. You know, we all have nostalgia. We think, man, this was sick in 1.6.
This is still sick.
And it's just not.
I thought for a while there was this kind of...
This movement, this underground movement for burst fire?
Well, no, there was this funky strategy where if you switch to burst and switch back or something, your jumping accuracy was really high, or people were using burst for the jump peaks. That was way back. But still, to no avail, it didn't quite work out for him this time. Still, 5 on the board for NIP, and they're going to be bringing in those second-round rifles, a whole plethora of them as well. A Krieg, an AK, and a Galil. Keeping it diverse.
Yeah, and then they've got a UMP and a Mac 10. So really diverse over here.
Yeah,
at
Valve
the
are
NIP
loving
camp.
it.
Yeah, this is what we want to see. Now, not so diverse for North. They've kept it very vanilla, I guess this is what you'd call this approach. They're taking the full save. They want to get the gun up in the following, so they won't be investing into anything this one right now, unless Yugi can grab a couple of kills. He's not going to have that AWP to his name, so that could be relatively problematic for North and their initial approach as far as the action is concerned. NIP with an equally as slow approach on their T side, just waiting, clearing out all the areas. No need to get this one too quickly underway. You want to make sure against these pistols that you do not run into a stack. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, no fun for anyone. But that's what these inquisitive SMGs can do. I say SMGs, it's Plopsky and Twist, and you can see that he is going to be the front runner for their advance through toilets. That stack on B, it looks like it's going to be working out wonderfully for NIP.
If you're North now, you're not going to go to win this round, right? Like, it's very difficult to win a round like this.
So what are you doing instead?
You're trying to get exit frags. If you can take away any guns out of their hands, you know that you'll be buying into the following. If you could maybe take away that SG, or you're able to pick up that AK-47, or even if you just get the kills and can't scavenge the gun,
sure,
what you're doing is you're giving yourself, taking away the handicap a little bit that you'll have going into the following. Now, the problem does become, if NIP are allowed to hold on to these weapons, they're going to let the SMGs chase. They're going to try and build up that economy right here. But if they're able to hold on to everything, they don't really have to reinvest in anything other than grenades going into the following. So North will be going up against that bonus round.
Right.
Maybe not against 5 SMGs like it used to be back in the day, but still NIP are basically getting a free round in that regard. And Rez almost going to get some free kills. The SG locking onto 2, Forrest coming on through. And Yugi will be the last man alive.
Yeah, all good.
Who will get to keep his life.
I mean, that's somewhat of a consolation prize. The next, however, will be a whole lot more interesting. So they'll be choosing to fully invest into their third round of play after falling to the flat to the pistols. A full eco puts them in the M4 territory for the third.
So let's see. Oh, they will get the AWP out in Yugi's hands. So those kills that he had was more than enough. He had 47.50 on the nose. Not $1 less, not $1 more. So the glass cannon's going to come on out here, and let's see if he can find any impact. It could be huge if he gets this opening kill.
Oh, it's audacious to go for a glass cannon opening pick here on Overpass. Sometimes a HE can find its way towards party early, but Yugi was willing to take the risk. Now, underpass control gained by NIP. They've got their SMGs there. Perfect environment for them to thrive. As they look to exit. Crossfire established. Kirby responsible for one side and Yugi the other. And ooh, timing. I think he's chosen to fall off just as he gets the info. Certainly not ideal, but still holding the line. Ooh, and a nade onto the nose. Rez down to 47.
And that was just a gut feeling grenade. That didn't come from anywhere. He didn't spot him up, but Rez is still going to push through.
Agent B tagged, now fragged. It's Letcro to zip up the body bag.
Look at that, that's drawn both rotators. Yugi and Kirby have both just got out of the A side. They've just got out of dodge immediately. They think it's going to be a B hit.
Yeah, but now Twist, this is going to be interesting.
They're caught in limbo.
Yeah, I was going to say, they hear the door close and already Kirby and Yugi are heading back to the site. They'll be there in time. Speaking of, 35 seconds. Letcro's going to look to continue to sell this fake. I'm stealing that. Easy lineup from Underpass into the Heaven Smoke. Oh, Kirby.
The timing of this is nuts.
Oh, God, he only just got back to the site. Now he's slinked into the smoke. They're not going to check it.
This is going to be huge.
This could be a huge multi-kill. They're going to operate under the assumption the toilets is clear. 15 seconds as well. This round is as good as over. North are going to be picking this one up. Kirby to seal the deal. A double. And it's trouble. 5 seconds. Can't even cross get back to the bomb. Yugi was holding the line. Now Forrest just looking to hold on to his weapon. Can't even do that. Kirby, huge play from him. He was dynamic, constantly rotating, and it pays dividends. North closing in on their first win of the series.
Massive risk there because that smoke actually had a gap in it. So if there was a player watching the cross as that timing had gone down, he would have been spotted. He wouldn't have been able to get away with a play like that. So Kirby, fantastic work, but on a knife's edge, really. And you can see here the heads-up play, not to kill the planner first, knowing he can take down an extra individual before stopping that bomb going down and not going to get traded immediately. So fantastic play from him there. And now NIP, well, you can see that they will get another buy on the board. And that was kind of allowed by being able to hold on to the 5 guns in the previous.
Ooh, good exchange, long range. Through the wall, and now looking to stand tall. A boost comes in. Oh, he's going to get line of sight at least one of them, you'd think, but I think
Lecro's heard that.
He's going to have all the info. Ears pressed to the wood, he knows. 3-2 split at the moment from the CTs.
And the bomb is all the way once again back towards the top of connector here. So you can tell that NIP, they don't have a game plan right now. It's just feel it out, see what North want to throw at them. Do the default spread as we always talk about. If you get an opening pick, then you can start making a decision. But every smoke that goes down, every Molotov they hear, every little bit of utility that gets forced on out, that goes through.
This could be fun. Oh, it's whack-a-mole, back and forth. They're taking it in turns. And now Rez, he's going to hate this. Oh, or not. Finds the head of Gade. Damn. That was M4 versus AK, a dink exchange, but the Kalashnikov superior.
So now that they have the number advantage, need to get a little bit more map territory, but Yugi's going to say no. This time he'll actually fire. He'll get the shot onto Twist. But Forrest up close and personal. Not to be blind. Wants to just take the fight and rips Yugi's head off. That is a huge shot right there.
Yeah, wasn't even with the Krieg as well. Like, you die to a Krieg, you just blame the gun. This time, I'd be blaming Forrest. He's on a mad one. Finally silenced with the damage dealt. 18 seconds. The bomb's likely to be going in, courtesy of Blopsky and AZ. He's like, where the flank's coming in, finds the first, but at a heavy price. And I think that should be enough to dissuade him. He'll upgrade to the AK-47 and just look to keep hold of it.
Yeah, if you are North right now with 12 rounds on the board, you can play this relatively conservatively. There's no reason to just keep force buying into it. Make sure you can get the full guns out, get the AWPs, everything that you need. Save when you can. Because when you're only 4 away from the finish line, and NIP now, as they go up to 7, have a lot more rounds to win if they want to be looking at even being competitive in this one right here. Things are still good in the North camp. You know, there's no worries. We've got AZ up to 20 kills. Rez doing a pretty phenomenal job over there on the NIP side of things. It's normally Plopsky who would be talking about in these stages, having some amazing plays. So far, not so good. He hasn't been delivering on Overpass, maybe not feeling as comfortable on this map as he does on the likes of Inferno, Nukes of the world, the Mirages. You know the ones I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Mirage, of course, banned out in this series. We'll see that one again. Let's have a look at Rez's reaction. Boop! And then we got Forest as well. This was a quick one. Takes Yugi out and a second onto Bank as well. Clinical work. 7 rounds now. It's going to be still a long road on a T-side of Overpass. Not necessarily the easiest of tasks. They still have 1 AK though for North in this round, and that's going to be the curveball. A boost and a frag with it. That's perfect play. North, they won't be able to scavenge the weapon, but that's a beautiful way to get an early man advantage with a very tiny buy. Just the saved rifle. Full eco, essentially. A nade and a flash. That's all they have to play with, but Twisty's going to be hating that one. The CT counter boost. Straight out of the gate.
Now, they have a clear weapon and utility advantage. No HEs or Molotovs left to flush them out of corners, which does become a little bit worrisome.
Is there still some degree of paranoia as well as because it's AZ save rifle that they're not surely not going to be assuming there's anything else? They know it's USPs.
Yeah, but it just means every fight that you take right now, you're just assuming it's going to be against that AK-47, right? You need to just change your mentality when you're in this situation. Know that it.
Yeah, he's just passing through. Hey man, tucking myself in this corner.
Well, now they know he's here, so Lekro should have absolutely no dramas closing this kill down. It's just a question of which corner is he in exactly. Now, if Kirby can do any damage, it would have been fantastic, but he'll go down, and this is another boost.
If they boost him twice, and he's going to get a shot at it. Forest, though, quick adjustment. They know another's there as well. Bomb can go in, round sealed. As is the site. There's no way you're getting back into this one. Certainly not with the arsenal they have. I love the forethought, getting a kit on Yugi. Just in case, and I mean, the rifle certainly worked out well for AZ to start things off, but the round does go the way of the ninjas. Gap starting to close now, Chad.
So if we want to look at this default spread that we've been seeing from NIP, if they run the same thing the next rounds, right? If you're North, you've got a couple of options here. You can go aggressive and try and take control of Connector to see if you can apply pressure into that sewer position, which will take you quite easily. That's an all-in. If you trade there and you trade in a number disadvantaged situation, they're going to be able to stroll onto that B bomb site relatively easily and get that bad boy down. However, if you win that fight, if you come out on top of that, that is the round almost won for you right there. Another option could be activating Kirby, making going a little bit more aggressive over towards Fountain, potentially having Yugi and Kirby both push up long, see if you can take control of Playground and hope that NIP are going for this slow spread. Because if you make a kill there, you can just leave one member of the team to hold that, swing someone back to cover off Connector. Here's the opening that you were talking about. Twist going down with relative ease, and Forest basically mitigating any of the issues right there by finishing off that AK. So there are a few options right now, if you are North, that you could be opting to go for here. And with a bunch of rounds in the bank, I have no issues calling, you know, something a little bit more out of the box.
Yeah, well, which is your suggestion of the underpass brawl?
Yeah, go aggressive somewhere, but it needs to be like a pre-planned move, or it needs to be utility that everybody needs to know how to throw, right? Okay,
sure.
We can drop the smoke over towards the sewer pipe. If we can do the one-way smoking connector, maybe someone can take advantage of that. You need to make sure that you have these moves in your back pocket, and I'm assuming teams at this level well and truly should. It just depends, do they have all the right pieces in the right places to make that happen right now? Yugi has the AWP. This time we'll have some armor behind it, so it won't be the glass cannon like we previously saw, and he's going to be taking it over towards B.
If he goes for an early fight, perhaps even short if he's feeling brave. But actually, see an early smoke towards Monster. He's going to go through this one. This is what you were asking for. A smoke to play around, though. Gives Lekro a shot, and I think hearing that molly extinguish is going to put a little bit more hesitance into his advance. Oh, Yugi completely caught off guard. Lekro gets the timing right. But just as I say that, Gate has an opportunity to do exactly the same. The fight that favored him, but still works out nicely for Lekro. 2 huge frags to start off round 21.
Now you see Yugi going for the play there, as Cajun should be getting closed down any moment here.
Smoke's good. Push will come in. Cajun is going to have to deal with Rez. He can't quite handle it, and now the round is sealed.
Okay, so because Yugi went solo aggressive, right?
Yeah.
He pushed that position on his own. There's no trade potential, and it's not even really a move. It's just a risk to find an opening kill. As soon as that smoke came down and nobody fought him early, he's kind of overstaying his welcome. You know Flash is going to come through. There's a potential for the door to swing open. We could see that the two other members from North, they weren't in a position to push through Connector and help him out. It was just a solo play. So it was taking a risk, but it wasn't a calculated risk in the sense of having your entire team there to go for that play and make that all-in worthwhile. If you're going to do a play like that, just have them go toe-to-toe. Have the biff go down. Because if you're going to lose a play like that anyway, so much pressure's applied. We saw how easy NIP just walked onto that B bomb site, and that was it. The round's over, the bomb's about to explode, and the bank continues to grow.
Starting to nurse quite a comfortable bank balance. AZ once again will be preserving his rifle, but his team won't be able to join him on his adventure into the next. Certainly not with the matched firepower. Necro on your screens really has been developing and growing into the leadership role he's been thrust into, and I think alongside Pitta, one of the contributing factors in NIP's rise to power.
There is a lot to be said, and I'm not detracting anything from Lekra right now. This is almost just Counter-Strike as a whole at this point. I think the players are so much smarter across the board. I think that they have to know so much more theory about the game, how to react. They're not needing to be nursed and their hands held in certain scenarios. They should be knowing how to react. And now that we're getting more and more support stuff, obviously Pitta and Mytha here, the coaches standing behind them respectively during this tactical timeout, get to chip in with advice, pre-game stuff. You have analysts, you know, who are doing the hard work, and then the vessels, the managers, the coaches, they know how to feed the information to the players. They're digesting that and then taking that into their own game. You don't hear as much these days. Well, you still hear it a little bit, the cliche of, yeah, we go in and play our own game. But there's obviously nuances of how you're going to deal with certain teams. You know, often in the back of your mind that the player's a lurker or this or that or another. Well, let's get this one underway here as round number 22. We'll see an M4 for AZ. Upgraded pistols on the remaining players for that of North. And a little bit of utility. We saw something like this work in the first half, and this is more like it. This is a team-based aggressive play, and they're actually going to try and boost on up to look over into backyard, but Rez could be offered up a couple of cheeky kills here.
I'm not sure AZ's going to be ready for this one, especially when eyes are drawn towards Electro. He might open that door and maybe finish the job. That's the rifle gone. Does look like it's going to be scavenged away, though. Cajun B will be pulling that safely out. There is Kevlar available on Gade, so it makes sense. Swap that one over to the leader
timing
of this
on this
Danish roster. Kierby caught out. Great work from Plopsky as he continues to push up. Long still does have the presence of Yugi. And Plopsky's a little ahead of the pack here. He could be a freebie. Now, however, reveals his location. Couldn't quite find the final bullet. Down to 13, though.
Oh, that nade just missing as well, landing on the top of the truck. If it was
an inch to the left.
Yeah, that could have been Plopsky being taken out of the round. Now, Cajun knows that there's a dropped SG back over towards B, but not sure if he wants to be going for that. Gade could, however. It's just Cajun standing close, seeing if everybody wants to push on through. But now we have a competitive game on our hands. NIP, they've really brought this one back. Going to be 10 rounds to their name. Forrest might not clear this corner. I would say he's probably just going to start the hunt. Cajun doesn't have a kit, guys, so there won't be any Goblin Diffuse potential coming on in here. He's just going to see if he can get an exit kill. Not going to be offered up anything. We'll make noise now, and Forrest will get the kill. And that's just going to leave Gade in the water over towards B.
Didn't see it. There you go. No complaints from Gade as he keeps AZ's rifle in the running for round 23. Just the rebuy necessary for Rez. Let's see that again from North's POV. The boost to start things off. Lekro, if he doesn't get that frag, things could have spiraled.
Yeah, it was very good the way that they did that pick, though. You could see Lekro poised and waiting at the door. So as soon as Rez swung and took contact, he was able to open the door and have a fight from a different angle. So that's, you know, fantastic awareness there from Lekro, or maybe something that's pre-planned from the Ninjas. But it's good to see these little innovations coming out more and more so in every single little environment. There's going to be a deep monster smoke over towards B and a 4-man lean early, but as we can see right now, Twisty's going to get boosted up and over. Not seeing anything jump spotting over towards Sandbag or over towards Heaven. And sewer control, it will be conceded in this time.
It was something that North had no issue taking on their T side. This time it seems they fancy... As you see...
Excuse me, please?
You can spot the boost from jail?
Excuse
Today
me, please?
I learned, I think. Because now that's going to enable this CT aggression to be poised and patient for the late arrival towards Monster. AZ, the scout, every team wishes they had. Cajun being Gade, positioned like musketeers. And they fill them full of powder. Nice frag. Rez, however, trades, keeps things competitive. 60 seconds still on the clock, and the bomb's in playground. They're not in a rush here.
Very strange that they get that kill and then immediately move out of position. Obviously, a trade was always going to happen, but they had 2 rifles there. They could have potentially just stood and fought. Now, with the 4v4, things get thrown into a little bit of disarray. Kirby in that forward position, I think he's going to be hearing a lot of these footsteps right now as they get closer and closer. Forest now hitting that shift key. But Kirby's going to have a lot of work.
Yeah, this should be impossible. Good damage. Not able to convert. Forest on the hunt as well. He knows Yuki plays around rather aggressive here on the toilets, and he's already been tagged up for 19. Will finish the job with a wide swing. However, tagged. Or bullet in his thigh as this round continues to play out. Nice work from AZ, but 1 is not enough. Does have the support from Cajun, but why he pulled out his knife? Puts it all onto AZ. Half health, no health, and an 11th for NIP. After what was such a shambles to start things off on their defense, they have managed to find form, and we were worried. You know, you talked about Nuke with a paranoia in your voice about, you know, if they don't warm up in Overpass. Well, you can throw that one out the window. NIP clearly have found form before this first map concludes.
Yeah, look, there's a couple of big question marks for North in this round right here. NIP, when they started this map off, they were looking lost. They were being picked apart. It was just getting spread out across the board. And now, well, another timeout's going to come on in. Maybe starting to feel the pressure here because NIP are looking relatively unstoppable at this point. They're getting away with whatever they want. And I was just saying the same thing about North not that many rounds ago. So lots of talk, lots of discussion. We need to once again preface this. If North win 2-0.
That's 2 TWO.
That's not dropping a map.
Correct.
They will qualify for Udensa. However, if NIP win just 1 map, they will take that slot. So this map right here, it means everything. The next map, it also means everything.
Yeah, it's for a trip to one of the headline acts to finish 2019. Not only that, but also a chance for North to prove their worth to the Danish crowd live in Odense. NIP, all they need is 1. And all I need is love.
We're all looking for it, Alex. Maybe one day we'll find it. If not, we've always got each other in this beautiful video game. Now, another scrappy buy. We saw a lot of this game. Just some lightly upgraded pistols, maybe a little bit of Kevlar, some smokes to delay, and more boost. These guys love getting up and over. Doesn't matter where the wall is.
They just like sitting on their faces.
Doesn't matter how it looks.
Let's see if North can make these pistol rounds more intimidating than the Ninjas did.
There's no early commitment here, and you know, I can agree with that logic.
Yeah, you're not one to commit early, are you?
Keep him.
That's a yikes from me. Sorry,
it's all flashing back. It's all flashing back.
I'll take the reins. Chad's having a moment. He looks like that dog from the GIF staring at cupcakes. And Plopsky with a double through the smoke. Lovely start to a lovely round. I'm not sure how he managed it. I'm sure North don't either. But with 40 seconds left, the bomb's already going to be going down. And the chances for North dwindling in round 24. Just sidearm some Kevlar, sure, but it's not going to help Kirby. No helmet present and a Krieg in the hands of Forest. Nullifies it all. Hoping to do a little bit of damage now on the way out. Take a head, take a rifle. Well, dream realized. Cajun B looking to scavenge that one away.
Yeah, it's not bad to be getting these kills, especially on the likes of Lekra Rez and a little bit on Forest. But when you look at the money for Plopsky and Twist,
oh Jesus!
Yeah, you start to think, well, they could buy a jet ski, maybe get the trailer behind that one as well. Then they're going to have a really good summer. But that's what I'm saying. At this point of the game, unless you're doing more damage than what North are currently looking at.
Yeah.
Look, Plopsky now has 16k. He's maxed out, ladies and gentlemen. So he's got, you know, a bunch of gun rounds he can drop for his teammates. They have enough money to work with here for basically the rest of this game.
It's 2 very flimsy CT sides we've seen. I mean, of course, you could flip it on its head and say 2 spectacular T sides, but look at this from Plopsky, just spraying wildly into the smoke and winning the round for him. Finds a 3rd as well. I've got a fun fact for you about me, Chad.
Okay.
I think you know quite a lot about me, but did you know I've never been on a jet ski?
I didn't know that.
There you go.
I don't think I've ever been on a jet ski either, so.
Well, I guess we've got that in common.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go for a jet ski birthday party. Is that a thing?
We live somewhere where it's very possible to go jet skiing.
That's true. We haven't really got an excuse anymore. Ooh.
But now we're all tied up, and Plopsky wants to get aggressive and connector. He's come alive in this second half. Plopsky, 17 kills to his name right now. The first half, he was nowhere to be seen, and, well...
Oof, that's going to hurt. You go for a 2-man lean into underpass, and 1 man is all it takes. Plopsky shrugs off the stack. And Easy looking to dig himself out of the hole he has been thrust upon. Reveals his location as he finds Forest on long. Hanging out with the tree.
Well, this is going to all come down to timing here. Plopsky's had a couple of awkward ones here where he's come out on top. The flash is going to come over. The peak will come on through. And Easy's going to keep them alive the best he can. He was the hero in the first half. Managed 18 kills. Now he's up to 25. Let's see what more he can do as we have found ourselves in a 3v3.
Jumping for info could be punished. Twist is considering it. Oh, that's a very hard shot to hit. It wasn't even the box jump. Even harder than that, the jump for info on APC. You only get the tip of the head. Sometimes the tip's enough. Cajun B gonna get the one. Lecro to trade. Puts him into a 2 versus 2. Time still plentiful. Gade realizing that he doesn't have to stick out like a sore thumb on that box. Instead, ooh, info knows Lecro's on short. This is gonna be a question of timing.
Oh, he's made noise.
Oh, he does make noise and still can't quite find the bullets. Twist, however, shut down. AZ continues to do it all. A triple kill in the round after an early man lead given to the Ninjas. That's a big win for North, and it breaks their silence on the second half.
Very, very important for North here, but the fact that they only have so few members surviving there, this is where the issues...
Talking about Plopsky's jet ski again.
Oh, this is where the issues for North really come into play, right? Because the power of the SG at the moment, it is so very, very potent. We will get the full buy coming out. Gade doesn't have a Molotov. You can see here there's no smoke in the hand of AZ. They're using their utility very, very early right now.
Now, fast one from Monster. And look at this from Kierby. In the absence of utility, he opts for aggression.
The problem here is all of these fights are so scary for an M4, knowing that the SG can creep around that corner, knowing that if you wanted to play a normal angle, you're always going to be at a disadvantage of these fights. You had to deal with the AK-47 before, but they had to hit that bullet very, very precise. So you get a few more opportunities with that Krieg in play.
This is a very aggressive stance from Cajun early. Pushes out Monster. Great supportive flash from AZ. An impossible fight for Rez to win. Now Twister's fallen as well, North. Seeming the best defense is a good offense at this juncture. 20 round 26. Now up against the odds, 3 versus 5.
See these aggressive moves that they've gone for, though. They've always been off the back of a teammate flashing them in, or they've been working together. It hasn't just been something on their own, and well, they've really been able to capitalize on this spread out default of NIP right now. You can see the money on the left-hand side of your screen starting to whittle for Lecro. Rez is also in the doldrums, and Twist, well, he had 14K a couple of rounds ago. Being an AWPer, it ain't a cheap job.
It ain't a cheap lifestyle.
Yeah, your tools, they cost a lot of money. Plopsky, if he can continue to get some kills here, making sure that North aren't able to start building an economy, this one won't be looking like it's done and dusted just yet.
He showed the bomb as well, which is actually going to work out wonderfully for Lecro's lurk.
Time is the problem here, though.
Yeah, you're right. 13 seconds. The round's over. There's no way that bomb's going to be going down. In another universe, however, it would have been enough. But with the bomb spotted, it's just a question of damage control. Or damage dealt, I suppose. I mean, you could probably really screw North with a frag here, but it doesn't seem like he has enough time. I was hoping for... Oh, AZ's staring at the concrete. He'll keep hold.
So because North have been taking more heads-up fights now, or at least been a little bit more proactive on the map, NIP should look to do the same. They should try and take somewhere as a pack a little bit earlier, then maybe you could look to isolate this aggression that's coming out, right? We had Kierby solo long. He was taking a bit of a gamble there. We had Cajun getting flashed through an aggressive play through Monster. In the previous round, obviously the trades went down early in the round, but AZ was getting flashed back out into positions. If you're NIP right now, what you could aim to do is quite a swift, decisive play. Maybe go take long control, execute onto the A bomb site, see if you can get some early information or trades going on in that regard. Don't be just waiting for them across the map, because they now have an approach to deal with your default. They now know if we wait for some timings, we flash, we pick, we put a little bit of pressure here, we put a little bit of pressure there, we can pick you apart.
And taking Yugi out of that aggressive toilet stance does seem to be working out well for them as well. He was previously falling to the pack role of NIP late. Not the case in the last 2 rounds. North now just 2 away from being halfway through their 2-0 dream. If you have just joined us, they need to win this lead for a trip to UNSA Pro League Finals in December. NIP just has to be one map win.
We have seen so many boosts in this
Haven't
map, just
we?
everywhere, just all across the map. CT's holding with boosts, CT's boosting behind smokes, CT's...
Boosting on sandbags,
Yeah.
triple boosting, quad boost.
Someone go back and count the boosts.
Yeah.
Let's get Harry and Hugo on it right now. They're not doing anything.
A boost tally.
So this is just more of the same. It is just that default spread. We're not seeing anything more decisive. We're not seeing them kind of run into the hands of North. They're just hoping that what worked for all those rounds before can continue to work right now. And, well, maybe this time around the approach over towards the B bomb site could be the correct answer. We saw what North were able to do when they could just walk through that monster position, heads down.
Yeah, but that just, it did look like a flaw in the hold, though, more so than a successful strat.
Oh, that late smoke as well. That means that Twist is going to have to... I thought he was going to hold off, but
it.
they're going to go for it.
Through the smoke's the plan. KGB is going to get himself tucked in perfectly, and oh, Rez, none the wiser. What a great camera angle as Gade rips them out of the stratosphere. Forest is the next on the chopping block. Cajun B ensures he goes down quick, and now all on Twist. 25 seconds, but that's a brutal way to go out. You look to charge through the smoke, but just as he starts to work out what's happening, you see the smoke coming out from the T side. He realizes that they're going to commit on this, and they're coming through that smoke.
Yeah, good economy of utility right there over towards that B bomb side. That smoke coming down so late is really what made that all possible. And the rotation times on a map like Overpass, there would have been absolutely no way NIP could have changed their mind right there and then. And now, only being one round away, things are looking good.
One round away to being halfway to the Pro League Finals.
They need to keep a clean sheet.
Clean sheet. That's an analogy enough. That looked far too easy for Gade. Great multi-kill from him. Cajun B to mop things up. And so it's all on this then, NIP. They have managed to make quite the game of this after just 4 rounds on their CT side. Will it all crumble now? CT starts does seem aggressive early. I said that, actually Gade, my mistake. I thought he was up in water instead, just going to be playing by the boost.
It's a little bit different this time around. They've gone back to getting that water control early. Not leading so many members over towards that A bomb site to push back toilets. You can see with the minute 20 left on the clock that North are already playing very, very defensively over towards A. They only have a little bit of information in the hands of Yugi, who's jumping back and forth. Kirby's not going for any over towards long. And what that'll allow is a quick rotation over towards the side. But the flash comes in.
Ooh, just in the nick of time. Gade was tagged up, but likely would have been completely fragged had he not had that team flash for escape. Now Plopsky. Start the walk. Jaws theme starts to play. But North, they're going to have everything. They've got Heaven, Boost, or had, past tense, because Twist was staring right at it. Now they explode onto the side. This is going well so far. Damage inflicted by AZ, but the hunt is on. Lekro, he wants more. Lusting towards as the flash arrives. He realizes he's headed to Heaven. And the duel begins. AZ low, sent even lower. And a clean 5-man. Still standing push from NIP puts the 13th on the board. Kirby nowhere to make an impact.
Now this is where it gets very, very rough for North, right? Because if you look at the money right now on the right-hand side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that Yugi, he doesn't have a lot. Cajun, after the round loss bonus, will potentially be able to drop. AZ will have enough. Kirby holds on to this. He's going to have enough. And Gade for sure. But
AWPing is an expensive habit, Chad.
it is. It's not good for your health either.
Yeah.
But if they go all in here, right, if they buy into this one, they're going to find themselves... If you get max loss bonus on the last round of the game as a CT, it's not good enough. There's not enough money.
That is an interesting way to summarize some of the flaws for the CTs. You're right. Max loss bonus isn't enough.
No.
Not for everything you want.
No.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, you got to make some choices. You have to make some very big choices. That's where the UMPs come out.
Flick,
the Famouses.
Boom! Is there no way to make that boost more subtle? You have to go further back, perhaps?
They were doing it at the very back.
Yeah, they were.
They were giving it a crack at the very back. I suppose you could get a 3-man situation where one guy is not on the pallet.
You're like making like a platform and
jump
they like jump onto it.
and then stand up and yeah.
That's the way. It
Yeah.
does cost you a lot. But I did love all the thought processes of North as the advance was coming in. They had Heaven, Water, and a boost coming in from Graffiti, and still that round just completely got ripped from them.
I think that was boost 39 for the game, actually. Hugo's furiously tallying away
He's
right now.
got a pencil behind his ear and an abacus right now.
We'll see how many more we can get up to. But round 29 on the board here, they've got that full investment going on. Cajun, I believe, would have been able to drop an AWP over into the hands of Yugi, but it's not this round I'm worried about. It's the next one if North aren't able to convert right here, because they weren't able to get anything done with those low buys before. But Yugi's going to kick it off. Plopsky will get the trade on in. He's really come alive in this second half.
Gets the Krieg in his hands and comes alive. Oh, Lekro, huge catch. And he wants to go further, but look what it's cost him. He goes down. Rez elsewhere on the extremity towards Underpass. Kirby can Scarpa, and that's exactly what he's doing. falling all the way back into the A site with a man advantage. It falls to Plopsky and Twist to fight off match point. Bomb on the back of Twist and plenty of time. They're not in a rush. But Plopsky will be thorough. Easy jumping for info, gets it. Will fall back. Now, is that the bomb? No, it's not.
It didn't draw a rotation either. Nobody on the B bomb side even considered moving. They didn't even flinch right there. So Plopsky's going to have to force out a duel right here if NIP want any chance in this round. They are going to be getting aggressive right now over towards the sandbag position. So Twist, he could be caught completely unawares here. This could basically be the game right now. He's going to get one. Can he get his second? Twist from absolutely nowhere. And Plopsky, he's going to take down AZ. How did that happen?
Double pushing! You have the man advantage and it's up against an orb. It all looks so good, but Twist, a quick flick and a quick second. Woo! He stays stalwart because he knows what the next round entails. They are looking for one. I will remind you, the finals are for the Ninjas. A trip to Odense, 750,000, the battle for Pro League. And if you want that ticket, you need one map. They've been staring down the barrel of 15 for one. Now a second. Let's see how this last one goes down. It certainly does look a whole lot easier than the first, but Kiabi, look at the aggression he's managed to pull out of this one.
All those nades being used is surely a tell, though. NIP have to be ready for something.
I knew it was coming. Twist had his heels dug in, and Plopsky, similar case, but a fantastic flash doesn't stop Plopsky from drawing blood. Yugi gone too. North, they've got plenty of tricks up their sleeve on this CT side. There's no absence of goofs and gaffs and pages from the strat book.
This is what you need to have in your back pocket at all times, is ability to constantly be flashing for your teammates. Now, sure, sometimes it won't pay off. Sometimes you'll just get taken out when maybe you shouldn't, but that was the buy we were worried about for the last round of the game. And now with only 3 members staying alive, we're going to need a miracle. And AZ, he's been the man delivering thus far.
27 frags, man.
Has been going for a little bit of Jesus cosplay lately, so maybe he could be the man to give them a little bit of life. However, Plopsky's going to take that away.
Yeah, perhaps he's going to be wanting to turn water into wine, actually, instead.
Red wine, I hope.
Of course. A nice Merlot.
Yeah.
Biblical Merlot. Gade and Cajun B, though. Round's not over. Gade does remind us of that. It's only going to be the one, though. We're off to overtime. It's not yet sealed for either squad. And NIP, I'm going to be very interested to see if their CT side looks a little different, because that was, of course, how we got to such a strong North lead in the first place.
So that was 15-12, right? That was 15-12 right there for North. NIP off the back of some magic that they've been displaying time and time again. Twist yesterday on Nuke. Remember that 1-on-3 that he had to win up from that ramp position? That was something special. They continue to bring us the old cliches. And now, Plopsky, in the first half, he was the bottom fragger. He is now the top fragger.
I mean, there is definitely a correlation between Plopsky and turning it on the T side. He is such a nuisance for his opponents once he gets into that attacking mindset and gets his weapon of choice, the Krieg, in his palms as well. So, MR3, 16K. We're off to play. And Kierby's off on a bit of a charge, inspired perhaps by the previous round in regulation. He got that gap with a 5-7. Now he's done it with a full rifle.
It's a 3-man lean right now from North. This is an all-in.
Oh, despite the flash, Yuki catches Necro. Timing worked out. But the escape will be a little more laborious. Saying that, actually seems like NIP are going to assume there's somewhat of an aggressive stack, and instead are just going to start charging into the 2 members remaining on B. That seems to be the plan, but North,
it's a race,
have worked this one out. It looks like it's off to the race course. Molotov's flying in. This is going to be a very interesting turn of events. Forrest the first one in. Flash is working out well to force the CTs back, and already sight gained, but there is not yet clearing out Cajun B. Sitting by the barrels, Rez will be thorough as hell. Pulls to the sidearm, the Glock works out nicely. Kirby and AZ, however, are doing everything they possibly can to make Yugi's 1 versus 2 doable. Now into the 1 versus 1. Rez's health less of an issue unless that 5-7 comes out from Yugi. Bomb will go down. Wallbang the possibility, but just over the head. And Rez was ready for the fight, but he just jumps into the jaws. Yugi, well handled. 3 in that round on the retake.
That's always such a scary position to be in when you're res planning that bomb, because you know he could push up at any moment. He could be shift walking up on that right-hand side.
You almost have to peek for info, right?
Yeah, it's such a scary, especially on low HP like he was, it's such a scary position to be in.
And if you moonwalk backwards, if you assume that, it's a brutal
so many
one.
angles.
And you've completely denied yourself vision. You've just stared at the floorboards for 5 seconds in a 1v1. It's a scary time.
Yeah, that B-bomb site can be a very, very cruel mistress. But that was all kicked off by you getting a kill completely blind right there. So props to the AWP player now from North, getting them on the board early. He did have 3 to his name in that one right there. And surprisingly, NIP going back for this default spread, not going back towards B, where they did find success towards the later stages.
It does seem like NIP, for a while now, have been very comfortable in their defaults and faithful in them as well. That's fantastic from Kjaerbye. The same flash coming out from Gade, and this time it works out wonderfully. Plopsky is shut down. KGB is doing all the work alongside Kjaerbye. And NIP, this T side. Ooh, Forest has given them a way in of round 2 of this OT. Strolling up towards the A site and announcing it's pretty barren. Got the info, he's waiting for it, but Kjaerbye quicker on the trigger. Throws Twist into what could be a long round. It's a team game, but he's on a solo mission. 50 seconds, 3 to find, and bomb on his back. Those are the state of affairs. He had the info from Forest that Kjaerbye pushed toilets, so he'll be clearing that one out, and Gade's going to get all that info on the jump peak. Now, unfortunately for Twist, they can piece this one together. The Molotov, ooh, cancelled by him. The nade hurts. This round looks like it's all good for North. And doing everything right is Gade. He can now play around that smoke. He might even get a line of sight over the bin. It was Kjaerbye to finish. And a solid lockdown from North on their CT side.
Yeah, and now it feels all too predictable that NIP will probably lean back towards that B-bomb site. If I'm the guys from North here, this is fantastic here. This is, as you mentioned, we did see it earlier with the pistols on the board, but there's a lot of flash work that's been going on for North right now. I'm sure when we get Hugo and Harry on the desk, they'll be able to break down all the flash assists that they've been seeing here today.
Yeah, I mean, the flash assists from the North boys have been looking unbelievable.
Yeah, there's like 3 in the name for Gade, 3 for Yugi. There's a whole bunch on the board.
And those are the only ones that were converted. I mean, it does seem like there was a lot of opportunities that didn't quite go their way. AZ, however, has given North exactly what the doctor ordered, an opening frag to complete the seamless defense.
See, it is just that B walk, right? So you're going to be keeping 3 players over here. Maybe it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's all right. Just a pixel of Cage and B's head, but it was all Plopsky needed, and now looking to accelerate. But no trade at all available. AZ and Gade locking down B. One-on-ones gifted to them, and they are going to be doing nothing but smiling and greeting them with bullets. Sporadic spray, hoping for it's not his day, my goodness. And that's the round, that's the half. 18 to 15. Ninjas in Pyjamas have got very little to work with.
Alex, how are you at maths?
I'm okay.
So if the first half score was 11-4 to the T side of North,
Yes.
and then the CT side of North, they won how many rounds?
Well, they won 4, Chad.
Yes, to get us into overtime. Now they've just won 3 in a row.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Where was this in regulation?
Precisely.
Good question. And I don't have the answer, I'm afraid.
Well, we just saw it, so whatever they did, maybe they could do it again. But now on the T side, North have some questions to ask. We saw them very pack-rolly before. It wasn't too much of the default spread. They were very decisive. Lots of action through long, lots of action through that B.
A triple boost on a buy, that's something. And North, admittedly, were taking a lot of control water early.
They're going to do the jump up when they hear... ooh, okay, I thought they were going to...
You hate to see it. Now, for those unaware, when you go for the triple boost, you have to be stuck. You have to be sticking yourself into an object, otherwise you will just slip off.
The biggest problem with that is the information that there's 3 players on that side of the map in that area, meaning right now, North could punish if they really want, but they haven't accelerated anywhere.
Yeah, they don't even have the bomb at this point. Looks like North were planning on taking a slower stance and aren't able to adapt on the fly. Twist, however, ooh, not so lucky
Trouble.
as Yugi, flashed and forced off. The Molotov buys him enough time to hold this line, but he's going to have to get out of there soon. Does exactly that. He's got plenty of lines to fall back. This is an AWPer's dream, the toilet area. So many different lines of sight you can fall back to sequentially. This is going to be a first for Overpass here. Should they commit down long? Rez been rather quiet for him on this side of the map before, and now he's got a chance for a multi. That's great. However, it's an AWP, but still the bullet's working out well for him. Yugi's down to 23. He's going to go for the repeak. And well played by Rez to connect another bullet, but it wasn't enough to send Yugi home. Twist with the tag as well. They are so low, all battered and bruised, but 3 hearts still beating for the Danish Lions. Starting their advance. Forrest can finish this right there, and that's not the player he was looking for, but he'll take it. Looking to buy some time. Kjaerbye has opened up this site. Oh my goodness, this could be it. 5 seconds, that's the bomb carrier. Kjaerbye, he has got just enough time, but instead he's going to push for the frag. 2 seconds, 1 second, and Klopski, he just plays the game of survival instead. That was far too close for comfort.
Oh, so close to getting the kill after time there as well. Obviously, we have 16k in overtime, not the end of the world, but it is throwing a bit of salt in the wound.
God, Kjaerbye actually had a real shot there. He could have won that with 1 second on the clock.
I think it's very important what you pointed out when Forrest got the kill towards Long. Because of the flurry of that, I think he assumed he had killed the close player.
Right.
Otherwise, he would have probably stayed to fight. Getting caught in transition there was very, very scrappy. But all kicked off there by Rez with the multi-kill over towards Long. Without that, they would have definitely been in a rough spot. Oh.
That's unreasonable.
Yeah, that's a little bit frustrating if you are Cajun.
Oh, and now nades are landing at your teammates' feet. Admittedly, it's not too much to write home about, but that damage does nullify the power of the AK over the M4. Those headshots hurt now.
Oh no.
Are they going to do stack nades? They were, but now Yugi's already caught Lekro. An aggressive stance from the AWP, and now the nades come flying in. No one to receive, but it's a lot of information all the same. We'll have 3 CTs invested in towards B.
And here's the problem as well. NIP just invested a lot of utility based off that frag that came on in. They smoked Monster, they Molotoved over towards the short position. That's only leaving them with 2 smokes to work with now to delay it over the course of a minute. A couple of flashes if they want to get hefty on the retake, and everybody has diffuse kits, so that's not going to be too much of a problem. However, the number disadvantage and the unknown side of things is Twist up close and personal might need some more absolute heroics from this man right here. The most recent addition has to go big.
Bang. All away as well. Twist keeps the level playing field for now. Rez actually going to be tucking himself in. That smoke does give Twist a nice opportunity. And he'll be able to back away from that one. It's well played. Good survival from the Swedish. An aggressive from Rez. AZ was ready for it. 31 frags from him. He really has been the saving grace for North in pursuit of a clean sheet. Nice frag from Twist, though.
Needs more.
Filled the gap. He has the bomb as well. It's surely going to be a rotate from Plopski. He's on his way. With 15 seconds left, time is not on North's side. They start their advance. They won't be able to acknowledge the flank. And Kjaerbye, he's taken down alongside Yugi. Bomb from Gade can be pushed by Forrest. 1 versus 2. It's not going to work out well. And NIP 2-0 on their defense. Will this be a second overtime?
Imagine both having very, very poor CT halves and then just clean sweeping and taking us to a second overtime. This could be something wild right now because NIP, even though it is getting dicey, even though the last 2 rounds have been very, very close, they're still standing strong. I think that I said the same thing with NIP on their T side. I think the same thing from North. They'll probably just lean back towards that B bomb site, try and aim map through Monster. Twist did a good job of staying alive here. The fact that he got away after that kill went through long. This was curious. Rez running into the barrel right there of AZ. He'll take those every day of the week.
But you're right, Twist enabled that round to start rotting the clock to the point where they only had a few seconds to make their final decisions. Fast molly short, fast smoke Monster. They head towards a bit of a sticky situation. This time they wait for the nade, and it's going to be a rinse repeat. Early access given to them despite the wallbang, despite the Molotov, despite the nade. North continue their advance. Plopski uncharacteristically only gets 1, and now AZ's the one just forward in a path. He wants the map. Forrest is going to make things a little more difficult. A fly in the ointment, if you will.
Double AWP retake on the B bomb site, though.
It's not what you want. Forrest holding the line, and good shots from AZ just into the shoulder blade. It's going to get a bit hot and spicy for Forrest. Down to 3. Smoke will enable him to get his utility out relatively uncontested. The nade onto AZ! So someone else is going to have to take the bomb plant duties. This is a circus. Another nade. Good catch, Cajun, and will soften him up just a little. 2 versus 3, but with Forrest's HP, it could be a little problematic. He will upgrade to the rifle as well. Molotov to the plant. What?
What?
Excuse me? Forest so quick on the trigger, now all onto Yugi. This could be another overtime.
Twist has a smoke, Twist has a smoke.
Twist is gonna have to get out, he's only got 16 HP. Now the smoke arrives and so does the defuse. The spray won't connect. We're going to another overtime. Wow!
What a circus of a round!
Yeah, Bitter's face says it all. Relief. Gosh, the mollies are coming out. Everyone's got 4 HP. You better hope you got a smoke. And Forest, I mean, with his 4 HP, he managed to find that frag. Gosh,
Nice.
it is the smallest margins right now determining the victors of these rounds. That's 3 that NIP could easily have not won. I mean, if you frame it like that, North have been so close to picking up the first in this series. But it continues, ladies and gentlemen, and it's all for a spot in the Pro League Finals.
This time around, the smoke will land. Grabbing some playground control early is Yugi, posting up towards Long. Lots of pressure could be applied onto Rez here. He is the solo aggressor over towards the A side of things, as Twist has opted to sit more in the back lines here, just posted up waiting for somebody coming up through this connector. Now, North previously did a lot of long play and then cleared back through toilets to come on the A bomb site that way, and it looks like maybe they want to go back to that approach. Gade and AZ, they were leading the charge before. We were singing their praises as far as the opening kills, and they need more of that right now.
This is such a brave angle from Rez. He will have the supportive flash from his teammate, but he's not going to swing on that. That's a shot. Gade, however, nullifies the threat. North with the early man lead. Lekro to fill the void on Long. Forest to tuck in on toilets.
Forrest could play spoiler like we saw Kyobi do in the earlier piece here. Not going to be using a smoke to his advantage, but still getting up close and personal.
Oh, a dink. Gade cut down to 6, but another frag for him. Yugi's a bit on an island at this point, and so that should be a freebie for Lekro. Takes it, but Kyobi, drive-by, securing the first. And that's an assumption I'm making. Klopsky and Lekro to play spoiler. But bomb in, and a 2 versus 4 for NIB.
Wow.
Quick from AZ, puts it into a 2 versus 1, and you can't do anything when their aimers are performing. 35 now for AZ. Kyobi shaved 10 off, down to 25, but I mean, that really does put into perspective just how good of a game AZ has been having.
Yeah, he was blistering in that first half, really setting the pace on their T side, and now looking to do it again here. And they have 1 on the board. That's the first T round that we've seen out of the last 7. So the drought has been broken. Let's see if it can become a bit more than just a drip. North now opting to lend 4 players over towards B. Cajun just going to be doing his default duties over towards that A site, putting out that Molotov. He's letting him know somebody is there, and well, oh, AZ going to be peppered on down. 53 points of health remaining after that grenade lands in his boots.
Oh, through the wall. They've been doing it so consistently, but this time it works out. Another one of North's walks. This time I think Plopsky's going to be playing an angle that enables him to catch them on the exit. Oh, and another time he gets caught with a nade in his hands, and a failed nade at that. His teammates won't make the same mistake. Twist catching Cajun, and now NIP have mowed down the competition to finish this round off. I say that, Kyobi still kicking, finds the frag, will back away. But the bomb's on the site. And this round should be confirmed. 4A1 does have a luxury when the smoke's in play. You can just throw tracerless fire.
Kirby's going around the world right now to see if he can find a different avenue to aggress onto this B bomb site. You can see 4 members basically standing on top of each other here from NIP.
Defend the bomb.
Taking this quite literally. Now, yesterday we highlighted a round where Big decided to defend the bomb. Didn't work out very well for them against the Ninjas, who were able to pull off a 2-on-4. I'm not sure if we'll be seeing similar scenes here, as the utility will be coming out. Going to allow Yuki to push on up and pick with the AWP.
But your options are so limited here. You're just going to have to walk into the Hurt Locker. Kirby, 14 health, won't even get a chance to see his opponent before NIP respond in kind. So 1-1 so far in the second overtime of our first map of our final series of our first group of Stage 2 of our 10th season.
Let's just talk about what both teams are playing for right here. This map feels like it is the third of the series.
It does.
And it kind of is for North, because if they can't pick this up, it doesn't matter what happens after this. They lose this, their chances go down the drain. The opportunity to play in front of the home crowd squashed. And that's almost 2019 in the books. Not too many events left after this one.
You keep your calendar clear because you're setting your sights on Udenser. Oh, Twist, by throwing that nade, he Potentially he could get caught by the timing here. Rez on the escape does. Nice work from Cajun B. Had the read and punishes to get a very early frag on the board.
Look at the amount of nades left for the Ninjas right now. We have 1:20 left on the clock. They have hardly anything left to defend with. Compare that to North.
If they do the double HE here and Plopsky dies to it again, he is going to be fuming. It could be the triple. Yeah, Kirby's got it as well.
He's in a safe zone right now.
Safe?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's just put himself towards the back wall. He was previously standing in the danger zone.
Oh, what's so funny about that strat is it looks so good when it works. When it doesn't, it's like the most blatant, there's 3 of us here.
Yeah, ringing the dinner bell.
Yeah, come and get us, boys. Instead, this is the definition of pack rolling. All 4 members of North with 1 twist heading towards long. And then starting their advance towards the top site. Forrest with a Molotov in his hands. He's going to have to get the timing right here.
But they can set up a full set piece here. They've got 2 smokes to obscure the vision of Bank and CT. They have Molotovs to clear out the closer angles. They're just walking in.
It does look like they're going to go quiet. And now the bomb drop. They know they're committing towards this one. 4 versus 4 by the time. North really have to speed this one up. They start the swing. It's not okay. Now it is. AZ and Yugi, a frag apiece. Lekr on the flank. They're already poised and ready for that. Has to be precise. And now Yugi has to change his mind. Looks for an Optimus plant instead. Where's Plopsky? He is miles away. On his way towards long.
Yeah, this is a problem.
Utility. What? To be seen. And he still gets that frag. This aimer keeps delivering. This time with the AK-47. 1 nade is all he's got to play with. Might want to throw that towards Optimus, and he does so. Softens up Yugi down to 71. Timing's good. Cajun B can cross towards the bomb site. Plopsky's not going to be ready. And now Lekr, he just doesn't really have the opportunity. Yugi, however, does get forced off. Cajun B tagged, not fragged. 20 for North, and that means a whole lot to Mytha as they close in on picking up the first of what could be a long night of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, Cajun there was the hero in that round. The fact that he was a little bit more audacious, pushing that smoke that he's been throwing to extinguish the Molotov over there towards Playground Stairs, meant that he could get a bit of a timing. You could see Rez and both Twist had no idea that he was aggressive. Caught out the rifler right there, and that was the opening of the door, which gave them a chance to get 2 of those T-sided rounds. Now just needing 2 CT rounds right here in North. As well, more of the same. Very similar scenes from both teams here. Lekr, hyper aggressive, you know, making a lot of noise right now. They definitely know he's going to be there, and well, there's the flash again.
Working out wonders. This time it was easy to throw it. Lekr throws his head into the guillotine. Quick opening frags from the set approach from North. Flash into under, that's 1. 2 bodies drop, make it 3. Cajun B wins the duel onto Rez. Just 2 remain to fight off, fend off 21.
Hello.
Oh, he waits it out perfectly. Wallbang just to try and warn Forrest off, but with an AWP no less. Twist is considering advance. He's going to be playing a bit of a slow game, and it's going to work out wonderfully. Gade caught as he was trying to tuck in towards the barrels, and what was a 2 versus 4. Now looking a little more manageable. 2 versus 5, I should correct myself. Forrest, of course, onto Kirby as well. They step in. Nice off angle from Cajun with his low HP as well. Now he's going to have backs turned. He can punish that plant. It's worked out wonderfully. 19 seconds. This round almost confirmed with that frag. They can just play the waiting game. Yugi likely going to peek with his teammate. Twist onto the first. Cajun not going to be willing to take that fight.
There's no way.
10 seconds there. That's what I'm thinking. But with a smoke, that could be a
no
plant.
way.
It's going to be even worse. It's a knife into the spine to secure the 21st round for North.
We've seen Twist do some ridiculous things with that one right there. If he had pulled that off, I don't even know. He's not even human at that point. Now, Cajun, in the last 2 rounds, that is the reason they brought a veteran like this into the team, to make those heads-up plays. The chips are down, you know, he understands the situation, knows that he can play spoiler. It is a risk in both of those last 2 situations, getting the opening kill onto Rez and the previous when they were on the T side. Just there playing forward when he knew that execute was coming in, as opposed to staying with his teammates and taking duels. Those risks, they needed to be taken, and he's made them work. And now North, they are just 1 round away from taking this map. On the flip side, we need to look at this for NIP. They'll go on to Nuke, a map which, you know, North don't mind playing. At least historically, the Danes love it. And then the pressure falls on them, because if they lose 2-0, Well, there's no chance they'll be going through to the finals, so this one could get flipped on its head very, very quickly.
Yeah, part of me feels that one way or the other, Nuke is going to be a barn burner. Kirby, look at this aggression. There's still 75 seconds. He's pushed all the way down long, and now he's got a back turn. Will he wait? Will he find Twist, or will he get caught out? Reveals it. The jig is up, but still has the advantage as he's going to be taking this fight onto Twist. It has to be a precise deagle, and it is. Hard work from Kirby to destabilize, but unable to find the second, puts NIP back into the driving seat of this round. 3-man stack onto the B site. So investigation's going to be coming out from NIP in mid as well. Through Banana, Plopsky advances. They have presence towards long as well. The Orpa Twist responsible for it.
Looks like it'll be an A finish right now. You can see that Lekro's run all the way back to grab that bomb. Will be now scuttling on over to regroup with his teammates. And the very forward positions the Twist and Plopsky have been able to grab are allowing the utility to be thrown. And Yugi's going to kick this one off.
This could be it. Looking for the conclusion. 3 T's advance with 15 seconds. The Molly's going to force Yuki forward, and actually I think he's going to commit to this. Still holding W, still pushing forward, pressing the issue. This round is as good as over. No time, no hope. North find the first, and a step in the right direction towards Unsa.
It was a laboured game, 11-4 first half. It thought like North had just completely locked that one up and were looking fantastic. However, the Ninjas, they battle back. They show some magic. They show some signs of life. And now both teams 1 map away from qualifying for the finals.
I mean, yeah, we've got our final map essentially, not necessarily, but it's all going to come down to Nuke, the winner of which will be off to the Pro League finals. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it'll be broken down by Harry and Hugo, no less.